Hey, this is Pierre Delaco talking, working at Planet Technologies. I'm very proud of myself. I was able to create my first agent, autonomous agent. So for that, I launched Copilot Studio and I created an agent. And with a wizard, he asked me a few questions. And then I came here and I changed a little bit the description and instructions. So let me describe. So I gave a name to the Copilot agent. I called it Copilot Assistant. Then a description. So this agent going to analyze emails sent to an email address, identify questions related to a Copilot, and provide didactic responses using information from SharePoint documents or internet content. So then I said the instruction. The agent will read and respond to emails on behalf of the person using the action send email v2, just to be sure that the agent understands in the future what action I'm going to provide, and I'll show you what are the actions. The agent should answer only how-to questions. Response should be simple. Give some context. The agent should operate autonomously. The agent should be polite and happy. The agent should add a fun fact that happened the same day in the past. The email body should always be written in well-formatted HTML. That's an important thing because if you don't do that, it comes back really messy and make it beautiful. So here you need to enable the orchestration. So basically, he understand the description. Is gonna from the description is gonna understand what trigger he needs to use and how he needs to orchestrate all the things that you're gonna put below that. So here I added my knowledge sources. So you can add a link from internet. You can add SharePoint library. Here I disable AI knowledge if you don't want to be polluted by what's already in the OpenAI index. You can disable it or enable it if you think that there's value. Here I disable it. And then you can say how you want this to be triggered. So you choose a trigger, which is a Power Platform trigger. And here I choose when a new email arrives, what do I do? And it's basically it's when an email arrives, it sends the message to Copilot Studio. Nothing. It's really easy. You add trigger, you look for your trigger. You have several trigger when your email arrives, and you just connect to your source. Then you define what actions you want to do. So it can be add something in SharePoint in the list, or I send email. Here I make it simple. I send back an email. So here, if you look at that, so same thing, you look for the action in the Power Platform library, and so I choose this action, send email v2, and you have to choose Copilot author authentication and not user authentication, so it can be done on your behalf by Copilot. What else? Uh, the input, just what did I do? I just say reply, I think, reply to the subject, and I didn't change anything here. It was a default setting, and the output, I didn't, no, that's the output, the reply, so response, I didn't change anything here, just to be sure, maybe you can send, I didn't check that, but it still worked. So pretty straightforward. You just need to, I think the most important thing that I struggled at the beginning was those instructions. You need to be very specific on what you want to do, and and then you just have to put your knowledge. Um, and you can follow the activity, so you can see here that I did a few tried and didn't work, so it makes it's not that easy, even if when you understand how it works, then it's easy, but until then, so you need to adjust, try, and you'll find the best way to do it. And you can play with it several times to see what makes sense or what works best. So let's try it. So I have an email here. I'm asking the question. So I'm sending. So it's just like if I was sending to a message to the help desk or wherever, a DL. distribution list, and I said, could you help me figure out good Copilot use cases for HR and marketing individuals? So I'm going to send this. And so if I'm going to the activity, I should see a new activity coming, hopefully. So I can refresh because I'm not sure if it's refreshed live. So I'm going to refresh the page. So it's not there yet. Hopefully it identifies that's a Copilot question. So it goes through my trigger, receive an email, should be triggered by the email reception. Um, so let's see what this is. Was it another one? So here you see everything, even the body. So not sure if it's the one that I just sent. So let me go back to activity. Oh yeah, now it is. Yeah, 7 o'clock. That's the one. So now I should have an email. So if I check my email here, I have a new email, and you can see, hey Pierre, I'd be happy to help you to figure out some good Copilot use cases for HR and marketing. So sure enough, he answered my questions with HR use cases that he found either on internet or in my documents, marketing use cases, and it ended by because I asked to put a fun fact at the end. Fun fact on this day, Thomas Edison patented the phonograph. So this is an autonomous agent. It's not that complicated to create, and on top of that, you can monitor if it works well. Apparently, there's some delay, and so you can imagine what you can do. You can trigger anything. It's a triggering an email that is received. It could be a chat, could be a document going into SharePoint library, and then you can act with different things like sending an email, adding a list, an element in a list. You can do whatever you can do in Power Automate based on the message that you received or the trigger that was initial. You can do some actions. Pretty impressive. I'm very proud of myself. I don't think it's something that every user can do, but definitely advanced users without really development skills, but just maybe some analytical skills and tech savvy skills so they can try and play. But definitely, if you educate them how to use Copilot Studio, at least in a simple way, just like you train new people to use Power Automate, they can leverage that and automate some business process that can be very useful. Hope this was insightful.